Welcome to Saints Postgame Live, presented by Uber Eats alongside Scott Shanley. I'm Aaron Summers, and the Saints got their first win of the season, 26-14, over the New York Giants, a team that they've had success against over the past couple years. This one took a few turnovers in order to seal that victory. 5 takeaways by the Saints defense. Scott, what was the most impressive thing about the way the Saints were able to force those turnovers?
I think, for one, battling back from that early adversity. Things were not going well early. You come back, you're 0-4, you're coming at home. Jackson Dart had a really good start to the game, but you battled all 4 quarters. And then the turnovers started to come in chunks, and that's usually happens. Just like players always say, sacks come in chunks, turnovers do too.
And that was definitely the key to victory in this one. Let's hear from head coach Kellen Moore.
Awesome effort. The turnovers obviously was a huge part of this game. 5-0, and a lot of positives coming out of this thing.
How did your first win feel when you were celebrating in the locker room with the team afterwards?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this is a special group. Their resiliency to hang in there through some challenging times the first month. By no means is it the perfect script to start a journey together as a group, but I thought our guys just battled the entire game, and it was really fun to see those guys. Yeah. Obviously, you got to get in the win column first, and then obviously you can carry momentum, hopefully moving forward, and we can feel it. We know what it looks like. We know what it feels like, and so now we got to keep getting better. This is what an NFL season's about. You got to keep getting better, and more opportunities will come ahead of us.
How would you describe what the mood was like in the locker room? Necessarily happy.
Yeah, it's an awesome group. We have an awesome group. I love the energy. I love the joy that these guys bring each and every day, and certainly, for a lot of our guys, it's not just obviously me. It's a lot of this group is coming together for the first time. For Spence, for him battling through a lot of things through the last year and a half for him, and so I was fired up for him as well.
Colin, could you talk a little bit more about the defense? You got down 14-3, but boy, the turnovers just started.
Yeah, turnovers, resilient group, and, the play style, you never know which play is going to make a difference in the game through all 4 quarters. And I thought, our defense just did an incredible job of attacking the football. To create 5 turnovers in a game is really, really special.
What did you see in the one from Brian Brzee that Jordan hadn't returned? What did you see about what Brian was able to do?
Yeah, just excellent job attacking the football. And I haven't seen the perfect look yet, but I've seen one. He's attacking the football, and I think that's the special thing. We've seen it throughout the NFL the last couple days, through the NFL. Certainly Thursday night was an example again by the Niners. And so, these defense linemen, they just keep attacking the football, and eventually it's going to pop out.
If you don't mind, could you describe your personal, what you're thinking as you're watching that play, that emotional thing that you can say?
Yeah, I mean, they were grinding it out, and so they were grinding out a long drive, and so for our guys to make that play immediately, as soon as Jordan scoops up the ball, I think he immediately looked to what's ahead of him, and there was a whole lot of green grass, and I thought our guys did an excellent job getting out in front of him, creating a couple blocks, just securing it, and so allowing him to go score. It was a game-changing play.
Did you see anything different you liked about what the defense did today? Because it wasn't going all that easy early in the game before they were able to kind of.
Yeah, I thought just continue to attack the football, and so I thought our defense line continued to rush, continue to find plays. Jackson's going to be a really good quarterback in this league. He's a really good player. He's going to buy time. Plays are going to last longer. It's going to be challenging for our defense line, and they just got to keep going for it.
What did you see from Khalil McKinstry throughout the week leading up to what was a big game for him?
Yeah, just so happy for him. He is a phenomenal player. We think the world of him. He's played some hard downs the first few weeks of the season, and for him to come up with 2 big-time interceptions and made a bunch of plays throughout this entire game, I was so fired up for Kool-Aid. He deserved everything that's coming his way this week, and so we're really excited for him.
It was the same question for Sanker, especially with Justin going out early.
Yeah, obviously Justin going out early, challenging situation. Jonas hopped in there and obviously continued to play, and then Jordan hopped in there, and so big time job by both those guys.
Like a lift from Taysom being active today, did that just kind of spark you guys at all?
Yeah, it was fun. It was awesome to see Taysom, to see Foster out there competing, playing. They've been through a lot. Taysom had some hard downs in the run game, and I thought, the play action pass, the opportunity to throw it in that short yard situation was obviously awesome, and thought he made an excellent decision. Really good throw because the corner's playing over the top, and so it was a big time play. We needed that in that situation.
He had a snap count today,
Yeah, his role obviously will evolve. He's just coming back, and so I thought, he did punt protection, and then he did some, obviously snaps in some offensive situations, and as he goes, he'll just keep growing that as we go.
When was the decision made for the 2 of them to lead pregame chant, and did you know it was going to get that kind of?
We talked about it earlier in the week. Yeah, once we kind of felt like those 2 were trending and they were going to be ready to play, it was kind of a no-brainer.
At what point was that decision
Felt really good about it going into this week. We had to obviously see the evidence on the field. Both guys hopped into Wednesday's practice, did an excellent job, really reconfirmed what everyone believed. And, again, credit to those guys, their work, credit to our training staff, all the long journey that all those guys have been on, Ben, Sean, the rest of the crew in there. We got some of the best in the business in there, and they work a lot. What these guys have gone through the whole offseason, through the summer, being there at training camp and not being able to participate and all the things they've had to wait through. For them to be ready when the opportunity presents itself, I think credit to all those guys.
Were you sitting on the one with Taysom for a while, the one that he threw to Juwan Johnson? Were you sitting on that play for a while, like you knew they had played him early, that was going to work later?
Yeah, it was in our pocket based off the look, and so we had a couple plays in those short yardage situations designed for Taysom. Obviously, based off their look, we felt like there's a chance to be aggressive there. We're probably going to go for it on fourth down anyway, so we can be aggressive and see if it happens.
Was that for an offensive mind? Is that exciting? You just had a guy that you can.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun as we build this. Taysom hopped in there. He had a handful of roles in this game. Obviously, some of them weren't really utilized yet, and so there'll be more coming, more expanding, and obviously his ability to just play all these different positions will be a huge advantage for us.
Was that about the emotions on the long scoop and score? Whenever you called action earlier in the game, that 87-yard touchdown to Rasheed Shaheed, what were you thinking when you saw the ball in the air?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the leverage by the safety in the corner took Juwan, we knew we had an excellent opportunity. Beautiful route, beautiful throw by Spence. It was just it was a really cool play. We needed that. An explosive play. We've been trying to chase these explosives. They haven't happened. It's been frustrating for the whole group, but they're hanging in there, and when that opportunity presented itself, those guys execute at a really high level.
You mentioned how it was a really tough month. Was that play set up by all that heavy you guys ran last week, you think? I think only a two-man route.
Yeah, our numbers obviously have been really heavy run with those bigger packages, and so certainly we had some pass game opportunities in the plan, and that one was able to be successful, and we were able to utilize it.
You mentioned how it was a tough month for your guys, and you talked about the first win, but did it make it, that much sweeter, the fact that, for a couple of those first few games, you guys were so close to getting that win and just weren't able to get over the hump, the fact that you were able to do so now, do you think it made it, a little sweeter?
I think our guys have grown a lot through this journey. We know we've played some good football. We haven't earned the wins that we certainly is the ultimate goal, but I think our guys have battled each and every week. Seattle got away from us. That was the one that was frustrating. The other ones were right in it. We're close. We got to make a couple more plays. We got to find those margins to close a little bit more, and I felt like our guys went out there and played really well this week.
Cooley got matched up against Theo Johnson on a couple of important plays. One that worked out really well at the end. Was there any design to that, or those were just circumstances?
Yeah, there's some circumstance. Yeah, there's some circumstance there based off the call. Sometimes you're matched up against whoever the number one receiver is, based off the presentation and look. And so Kool-Aid responded really well in a bunch of these situations.
Do you like the way, though, that early in the game, obviously Johnson got the size matchup?
Yeah.
But then Kool-Aid handled it the same look.
Yeah. Again, he responded really well. I thought Kool-Aid made a bunch of plays as that game progressed. I thought our guys responded really well. There's times you're going to have advantageous situations. There's times you're going to have hard downs and hard situations. Our guys understand that, and our guys' ability to respond to that is critical.
Remember what's going through your head when you see the flea flicker developing, and then what did you think of Burgess's?
Yeah, obviously, as soon as you see it, oh man, here we go. And awesome play. Burgess, the ability to recognize it, the ability not to panic in that situation, because so many times there's clips all over where guys just go and run into the guy, and okay, we stopped the play, but it's a 50-yard gain in that situation. For him just to still compete, have some patience to himself as far as some calmness, I thought it was a big time play. It was a critical play for us.
Spencer is that bugaboo of being 0-10 as a starter so far. What does it mean to you to be able to help him and guide him to his first victory as a starter?
I thought I did a lot of good. I'm really happy for Spence. He's battled through a lot, through certainly a year and a half of football, here, and so thought he's played a lot of good football this year with us. He's competed each and every week. We've been really close. We haven't gotten it done collectively. For him to get this one, he's earned it. He's earned it, and I thought he had a huge impact on this game in a positive way.
How did you guys were down on the Carl Granderson sack that was called?
Yeah. I saw a sack. Yeah, it's disappointing just because obviously you're trying to educate your players, and when you don't feel like as a coach you have an answer to help educate your players on how to play the game, that's frustrating because obviously you coach to give those guys the best chance to be successful, and obviously it's going to be a great opportunity for us to learn ultimately whatever the opinion of that play is, because it's a frustrating play when you do so much good. And, that's a frustrating one as a coach. You feel like you're helpless in that situation.
How does that process go? Like, do they follow up with you at some point and say, this is why this call, you can use that to teach?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, we'll see if there is. Sometimes you can get an educational point out of it. Sometimes you don't. And so, we'll see if our league, provides something for really our whole league to figure that out.
When you guys were down 14-3, you scored 23 unanswered to end the game. What impressed you the most about your team's response from that moment on? I know a lot of turnovers mixed in there, but what?
Yeah, I thought the turnovers are huge, and I think our ability to respond and get some points out of the turnovers, I thought, obviously had some value. The way we ended the second quarter, I thought was nice. We'd missed our opportunity. Defense makes a play. We get another opportunity to at least get some points there and take the lead before half. I thought that was a critical moment for us to, we haven't led a game this year, and so to go in the halftime finally with a lead, feeling the confidence, and then for our guys to come out and play really good football in the second half, I thought spoke to our guys' resiliency.
Does anything stand out about the adjustments Brandon Staley made? Obviously, you guys had a lot more success against our offense in the second half. Anything you could say that he did that helped?
Yeah, I thought our guys, just the communication and just the subtle adjustments throughout a game, I think, are really, really critical, and that's what makes Brandon special. His ability to make those adjustments in the time, in the moment, make a different call, make an adjustment. I thought our guys communicated at a really high level on defense. They're going to present a lot of different looks on the back end. I thought our secondary just did an excellent job communicating, being on the same page, being all tied together. Our rush was resilient. Jackson's going to get out and make some plays out in space, and so you got to be able to respond after that. He's going to make a play, and you got to respond. And so, credit to all those guys.
How do you evaluate the special teams as a whole?
Yeah, obviously some positives. Certainly we did some good things. It's ultimately not quite good enough. We got to keep battling there. And so we got the right guys. We got a bunch of guys who've had a lot of success in this league. And when you go through bumps, you bring it a little bit closer, you bring it a little bit tighter, you find the solutions together, and we keep moving.
You mentioned offensively the frustration of not having the explosive plays. Do you think a guy like Kool-Aid on the defensive side kind of needed that interception, needed to see one go his way?
Yeah, certainly with Kool-Aid, he's been close on some opportunities. He hasn't quite gotten the ball production yet in his career, and so for him to make 2 plays, I thought awesome job by him. Credit to him. Great plays right when we need them.
Tell him, will you be handing out any game balls after this one?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll we gave Spence and Kool-Aid a couple in there. We'll obviously give plenty more guys on Monday as we evaluate the film and have an opportunity to kind of recognize all the good that came into this game. And so it's an awesome opportunity for our entire team to recognize the good stuff that came out of this.
Do you have any plans to celebrate your first win?
I don't know. I'm tired. These weeks are long, so I'm ready to hang out and get a little sleep.
First of all, did you get ball 2? And second, totally unrelated, but was there another call that was confusing to you in the first half near the pylon? Is that you think you'll be seeking
the challenge?
on that one too? Yeah.
Yeah, the challenge. It was a tricky look. I knew it was kind of a 50-50. We just didn't get a ton of looks. We felt like there was a chance for a replay there. And so, I knew I was taking a little bit of a chance. They may not have converted there. They got on line scrimmage. They were able to run the play. Felt like there was a chance where the ball was bobbled at that point. And so, we didn't get it done. And, yes, AK gave me a game ball. AK is the best.
What is this, as best you can say, and I know you don't like questions about yourself, but what does this feel like for you to get this one? Just, a proof of concept kind of thing. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Walking off that field, what does that feel?
No, I think for all of our guys, for all of our coaches, this entire group that's come together, there's a lot of resiliency that's had to come through for 4 games to miss 4 opportunities and to be close and feel like you're playing some good football. And so felt like it was good. Felt like it was a big-time momentum opportunity for our team, establish some winning success, and hopefully it carries on in the future. All right. Thanks, guys. There he is.
All right, how we doing?
How are you? Not as good as you.
Oh, much, feels good, man. Feels good to get that first win. It was a team win. Defense played great. O-line played elite today. I believe we had 0 sacks versus that front, so, that's a great building point, and, catch that momentum, go on a run, just keep working, keep progressing, and keep doing what we're doing.
Can you walk us through what you saw on the 87-yard touchdown with Rasheed?
Yeah, we had that play dialed up, knew what we were going to call going into that series. I told Sheed just make that safety turn, and he had him spin. That corner bit down, and just great protection, put the ball up, and he took it to the house. It was a good feeling.
When you let go of that, is the biggest mission to like not overthrow it? You know what I mean? Like because you see him coming free, it seems like you drop kind of a soft pass to him. Is that the biggest obstacle to not overthrow it?
Yeah, you just put it to a spot. It's hard to overthrow him. I put it towards that sideline so we can run under it, and connected really well. Repped it throughout practice, since training camp. So it's good for it to come to life, and was a play we needed in the game to bring some momentum, and that definitely turned some things around.
You guys have been chasing that explosive play for the last 4 weeks. What does it feel like to finally have that in your bag?
Yeah, that was, again, a defense that presented an opportunity for those shots. So we had it dialed up this game. Could have connected on a few more, I think, but it was good to get that one. You could see what one big play can do for a game. There was a few others, but overall, pleased with it. We got to finish in the red zone. Thought we were really good on third down today, but still got to finish in the red zone a little better.
Is that the first time you've kind of gotten exactly what you wanted? Look, play, opportunity, coverage, like all that kind of comes together, and on one of those shots.
Yeah, this year I would say so. It was the perfect look. It was a great route, great protection, great call. But yeah, it was dialed up, and it was ran well, executed well.
And does that like under center play action kind of help maybe create some of that, downfield turning your back, maybe getting them to bite a little bit, and like does that help create that look?
Yeah, I think so. Especially when you're going out on first down, under center, running the ball. They might expect running, and boom, especially backed up, they might think we're trying to run, and then you get a shot. One play drive, that's always a great feeling.
Could you feel the difference in the crowd in the Superdome after that one play? It's like that's maybe the most awake they've been in a year.
Yeah, that was it was nice to look around and see everybody dancing and turning up, and that was our message today. Let's put on for the home crowd. Let's go out there, make a statement and get a big win. And we needed a win. We needed those vibes, and it's definitely a much better feeling for sure.
What was it like for you to see your defense come up with those 5 plays?
It was huge. It was great to see. They played their tails off. Credit to them. They kept us in that game as well, and we could do better. We could do a better job offensively, taking advantage of those turnovers, especially in plus territory. We gotta, we're getting down there to the red zone. Now, credit to the Giants. They did a great job with their coverage down there. Kind of eliminating some shots towards the red zone, end zone area. But, we got to find a way, to score those points. And, we had opportunities and we left them out there. So that's room for improvement. But we'll clean that up going into this next week and try to hit those.
Like kind of an emotional lift getting Taysom back in the lineup today. And kind of what was that process like for you guys this week with only having a couple days with him working with y'all?
Yeah, Taysom and Foster, having those guys back just brings great energy, great vibes. You heard the Who Dat chant. That got us rolling from the jump. Those guys, they're the heartbeat of our team, 2 of our top guys, and just having them on the field, on the sideline, dressed out, playing, it's a good feeling for all of us.
Spencer, you had the bugaboo of being, 0-10 as an NFL starter, but you get your first 2 wins. What does that mean to you personally?
It's big, you got to weather the storm. Just keep going, keep having the same process. The outcome will take care of itself. The past is the past. Now we're just looking towards the future. Keep stacking wins, keep some momentum going, and try to get W's every week.
Looking towards that future, what can a win like today kind of do for y'all momentum-wise moving forward?
Yeah, just seeing who we are, what we can be, and knowing we left stuff out there as well. I think that's a good thing. We left points out there. We could have scored way more. So there's definitely room for improvement, but it's good to get a win. It's an NFL game. It's not easy. Hard to come across wins in this league, and it's good to get one.
Spencer, Collins said that you got a game ball. What did that mean to you? What will you do with it?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. He got a game ball as well. Obviously, first win for him, first win for me. So it's a good feeling. Keep that ball at home. And keep it for a long time,
Your message to the fans after the game included something like, gotta make a streak.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, just keep doing our process, week to week, day to day. Keep focusing on our attack mode in practice and walkthroughs, whatever. We had a great week of practice. Probably had our best walkthroughs pregame, and guys were just dialed this week. We knew it was like a must-win situation that was in our mind. So, it's good to get a win at home, and just got to keep it going. Keep going.
How did you see the team kind of? We ask about it every week, but 3 of those losses were very close against 3 really good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you see the team kind of stick with it and get to this point? Where
Yeah, we were close in a lot of these games, and it comes down to a few plays each game, offensively, defensively, special teams wise. And we made just a few more plays than they did today, and that's how you win a game. Defense, obviously, you're going to win when you have a great turnover ratio like that. We protected the ball well. We protected the ball well all year, but it was good to have some explosives today, catch some momentum in the defense, how they played. It was great.
you brought it up. I mean, this is like a loaded defensive front that they have to get through today.
Mm-hmm.
No sacks. Like, what did you think?
Yeah.
About the offensive line?
They've been great all year. They've worked their tails off. Those guys, that's not an easy front to deal with. A lot of speed, a lot of power, a lot of experience. And we had a great plan. We executed it well, got the ball out quick, and hit our shots when they were there, and moved the ball pretty well.
You mentioned your process a few times, and obviously it's not just lip service, because you never really pressed when things weren't going your way, or force passes. How do you just stay within that, even when things aren't going your way, and not feel the pressure of man, I got to win a game here, or something like that?
You just can't look too deep into it. You got to just kind of control what you can. I know I said that a lot, but like I said, it's hard to come across wins. It's good to get one. You can't press, because if you press, you turn the ball over a few times, you're going to lose that game. So you got to protect the ball, number one, and then hit our shots when they're there. So that's what it comes down to. Those check downs that go for 10, 12 yards, those are huge plays in the game, just like an 87-yard touchdown. So. Got to have a balanced attack, and feel like we did well today.
Not everyone can do that, though. Are you ever fighting that, the urge to maybe go out and throw a hero ball or something like that?
Yeah, there's always an urge, especially if you have the right look. We took a few today that we got 4 PIs today, which was great. We knew they were a grabby man, defense, and knew we had those opportunities. So count those as explosives as well. You got to give your guys opportunities, because it's either 50-50 or in stride or a PI.
You talked about him before, but Torres Simpkins, and just, what have you seen working with him over the course of this week?
Yeah, just a confident guy, smart guy, plays really hard. You could rely on him. So he's another great part of our offense. And, Caesar's been like a good big bro to him, and that O-line room, obviously he's a younger guy, but he's playing his tail off. So, he's going to keep doing his thing.
Did you have to catch your wind after the Rasheed score? It looked like you were chasing after him pretty good.
It's probably the fastest I ran all game. But yeah, you get excited, man. You get turned up, and you want to have that energy throughout the whole game. Those plays create energy for the whole team, the whole crowd, and we definitely want to have more of those going forward. All good. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing
good.
How are you doing after
Doing all right. Doing all right.
You going to try to play both ways after that second one, showing those hands on the go up and get it?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a little offense. I'm just playing.
How good did it feel to get those 2 interceptions in the fourth? And it's just such a crucial time to help your team slam the door shut and get that first win.
Man, I just want to thank my teammates and coaches first off for trusting me and believing in me. That's number one, man. But it definitely felt good to be able to help them guys because that's my job, that's my role. So I want to thank them, and yeah.
What was your week of prep like leading up to this week?
I feel like I was a little more locked in this week. I did a little extra of everything. I put in more work this week. I trained hard. I ran on my own a little bit after practice, and I'm sticking to that definitely. I definitely found me a new routine, and I'm gonna stick to it.
Was that a big part of that second interception? Because it looked like you kind of knew where that was going off the snap. Was that a film study thing?
Film study thing, but more in the game. They kept kind of running that same little play, so I just finally decided to go and press it and jump it.
That first interception, you went sideline to sideline. What was the assignment there, and kind of what did you see on
I kind of felt them run one under two, so I kind of knew the quarterback was going to well, I didn't know this, but I knew everybody was kind of running back this way. So I kind of just played over the top of everything and caught me one.
It was only Dart's second game as a starter. Do you think that y'all were able to kind of take advantage of the fact that he had, such little NFL experience as a rookie?
Well, we knew when we watched him on film all week that he's an energetic guy, that he liked to make the big plays, that he can use his legs, that he can make the throws, and he came out and he definitely played like we expected. So, just watching him, we know that it is a possibility that he can have a good game, and you have to kind of contain him.
Did Brandon Staley change a lot, and were there a couple of little things that he changed that you could say, because obviously Dart had a lot of success early and then didn't have success after that?
Well, we kind of knew just watching them in the first half. We knew kind of what they was going to do and what they wanted to do. We kind of got familiar with the plays that they was running. So, yeah, it was easier for Coach, man. Coach do a good job of adjusting at halftime. He do a good job of talking to us and letting us know what's going on and how we're going to defend exactly what's going on. So, yeah, Coach Staley is definitely good, man.
After those 2 touchdown drives by the Giants to go up 14-3 to start, kind of going off this last question, what was the sideline like at that moment? Because after that, you guys didn't give up another point, outscored them 23-0. Was there something, said, any, leadership speeches or whatnot? And what do you think was the biggest thing that allowed y'all to really kind of clamp down after that?
Man, we believe in each other, man. We know we got a talented group. We know if we play together, believe in each other, and play for one another, that we can be as special as we want to be. So I feel like coming out of halftime, that was something that we harped on. That was something that we was talking about. That was something that we wanted to depend on, and that's what we did.
If I remember right, you were lead blocking on Jordan Howden's fumble recovery touchdown. What do you remember from that play and just running down the sideline?
I was going Slayton. He's kind of fast guy. He tried to come down the crack, but the ball had already fumbled by then, so that's how Jay Howe was able to get it. And I knew that Slayton is kind of a fast guy, so I knew I had to go and get on my horse so we can make sure that we get this touchdown, because I knew how important it was. And that just goes with being good teammates, man. He would have did the same for me, man, so why not do the same for him? I feel like this defense is very special. I love those guys. I love this team, man. So when plays like that come up and my fellow teammate is making the play, it feel like I'm making the play, so why not block for him?
You ever been a part of a team that forced 5 straight turnovers?
No, not 5, about 3.
Was that like just like every drive ended like that?
Well, we harp on getting turnovers. That's all we talk about. The ball. Our coaches do a good job of putting us through turnover circuits. We do a good job of getting to the ball in practice. So it finally came to the game.
Kool-Aid, you got a game ball.
Man, like I said, man, I'm just glad my coaches and teammates trust me and believe in me. So for me to get the game ball from those guys is very special to me. It's something for me to build on. It's something for me to continue to grow. I feel like it's areas where I can continue to grow, and that's what I got those guys for. So I love those guys.
Would you see on the pass break up to the tight end, and I think it was in the end zone, you knocked one away from him?
Man, I kind of knew when they got in that set that they kind of wanted to run the big post and kind of box me out. So I kind of seen the quarterback check. So I knew when he checked, there was nothing else to check too. Like the guy's not going to run the route. I knew he was going to run the fade. So I kind of just played it.
Did you see Brian Brzee knocking the ball out, the one on Jordan Howard?
Yeah, I definitely seen it.
View of that? And what did you see? What happened?
It looked like he was getting blocked a little bit, but he had one hand free in his gap, and he just reached out and got it out. We punched it out. And like I said, that's something we practice on every day at practice, and it came to the game.
So you feel like, it certainly was a turning point in the game, the way that the defense kind of took over. But does this feel like a turning point for you all, even looking ahead from here?
Yeah, man. We got a 24-hour rule on this, man. We're gonna get in the lab and learn from our mistakes. We're gonna build from this. I feel like we're gonna get in and we're gonna build for this.
Really, once you got his first start today, you were in a similar situation last year, getting thrown in as a rookie. How do you think that moved?
Oh, man, I feel like Quincy is a good player, man. I feel like he handled it very well. He made a play on the deep ball, great play. And that's just him, man. He's a great guy, great teammate. He come to work every day, has a great mindset for him to be a rookie.
Well, I know you're a basketball guy. When you see that ball coming at you, when you cross a guy up, you got to make the shot. When you see that ball coming at you, is it hard to not think too much about, I got to catch it now?
Oh no, it's routine, man. Catching the ball is routine. It's something you do since, at least me. It's something I've been doing since I was 4 years old, is catching the ball. So when I see it, I just know to go get it. I don't think nothing else.
Cool, like how big is like this domino effect, or when someone catches heat, y'all kind of just rattle off the turnovers?
That's very special. Like I said, we like to lean on each other. We like to be there for each other. We're a special group. So once you see one guy making a play, it's like you made the play. Now you want to make a play. I mean, that's just how it goes, and it just keep happening and happening like today.
You held on to that ball after the interception. Why'd you keep it, and what did it mean to you?
It mean a lot, man. I just know I work so hard. I grind this off season, grind with my guys. So when the opportunity like that come, it just feel good. It feel like the work is paying off. But I also understand that I got to keep my head down and keep grinding.
Where would you put it? You got a special place at home?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got a spot at home. I'm gonna put it there, definitely. Right now I got a football in there that I just keep at the house. I put right there just to keep at the house and throw around. But now I'm finna replace that with both of those balls. So no, yeah, it's very special.
You see video of the second one? You see it yet?
No, I ain't even see it. I seen the video just come to my phone, but I ain't even watch it because I was in here.
You gotta like it. Yeah, you gotta like it.
Thank you guys.
How would you describe the significance of this particular victory in light of not just the start of this season, but you were here last year and how last season ended? I mean, it must have felt like quite a long time since you walked off the field like this.
Oh man, last year's last year. This year's this year. I feel like it's very special, and it's like I said, something for us to build on this year with this team and this staff. So man, it's very special for us. I feel like we just got to build on it. We got to keep our head down and keep chopping.
What did this mean to you guys to get this from Kellen Moore? I mean, it's his first one.
Yeah, I'm very happy for Coach Moore, man. He give us his all. He care. He care about his players. He's a very special coach. I'm very blessed to have Coach Moore. So I'm very excited for his first win, man. He got a big smile, so it was glad to see it today.
Same question for Spencer.
Oh, Spence. Oh my God, man. We came in together, man. We always kind of got that connection because we know we came in together. We know we kind of on two different ends of the team, but we got to make sure that we're doing our parts, and we know that we play two important roles. So, we look at each other all game. We kind of wink at each other. We know, like, there's nothing else to say, but for him to get that win, man, I'm very happy for Spence, man. I feel like he's a great guy, for one. He's a great quarterback, like y'all said. Man, he know how to take 12 yards. He know how to throw it 40 yards, man. He's a very special guy, man. So I'm glad to have him as my quarterback.
Cool, were y'all able to get Coach Moore to turn up in the locker room?
No. I just say he just had a great big smile, man. He just smiled. Coach just smiled. All right, thank you guys for having me. I should have brought my Gatorade. I'm thirsty.
How you doing?
Doing good.
When you saw, take us through the whole play, like what you saw, when you thought you had a shot at it, all of that.
Literally, we're playing the call, first of all, and then I think it was Brian that forced the fumble. And then I see it bobble, like, behind a lineman, and I just seen it, like, open grass. So I just picked it up and just run for my life, so.
Kickoff coverage on the next.
Say that one more time?
Were you on the kickoff coverage?
Yes, I was on kickoff too, so. Oh, after that play, no, I had to take that one. I was like, hey, hold on. Nah, yeah.
How did that go about? You just tell them I'm winning?
Nah, they know. They play football. You know how tired it is. I'm just glad they gave me the playoff so I can catch my breath a little bit and able to get back on the field a couple plays after that, so.
Yes, Justin came out and then you had the fumble recovery, you almost had the fumble recovery, Bird just broke up the flick. But just what does that say about the depth that you guys have in that room?
Says a lot. During the week we always preach, the ball is the most important thing in football. And like you said, we practice turnovers in practice, in drills, in team periods and stuff like that. And you go out there, you talk it, you preach it, and then you go out there and you fly around. Good things happen when you're around the ball. So.
What did you think of that Burgess play on the flea flicker?
I
don't know how well you saw it.
That was actually the play of the game. If you guys, really watch football, that saved the whole touchdown, and that's a big play by him. It might not be in the papers, but that's probably like the biggest play like in the game. So.
It'll be in the papers.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. It needs to. So, 'cause that saved us for sure. So.
It seems like you guys are like real tight in that secondary group. Does that togetherness kind of help like fuel the playmaking and like everybody feeding off each other?
Yes. You hang around with your teammates off the field. That builds chemistry within like the room, and you laugh and you communicate. When we watch film and stuff like that. And like you said, everybody, you never know when your time is up. So we always make sure, like, if you're not starting that game and if something happens, football's weird, so you don't know when it's your opportunity to go in, and then make sure you know what you're doing out there. So that says a lot just in the room that we're all paying attention and being ready.
What's the conversation like before the turnaround happens, right? There's two opening touchdowns on their possessions. What's the conversation like amongst all of you on the defensive side about kind of taking control of that and staying calm in that situation?
Like you see, the first few drives, like going against the offense, is the hardest drives because you don't know what you're going to get. And then once you start getting used to, the play calling they got going on, then, you get on the sideline, you communicate, you just talk like, just calm down, communicate, and let's go get the ball. And like I said, good things happen when you're on the ball and everybody's flying to the ball. So.
Who's kind of the calming presence in a situation like that?
For sure, DeMario. It might seem calm to him, but he's definitely yelling. So, but yeah.
How hyped was Justin for you after the game? Is there kind of like a proud dad energy going on there?
Oh no, for sure. He was definitely more excited than I was for sure when I seen him, and even when Julian was out there too, he had a video and everything. We just talked about it. It's just cool to see the vets. Just happy for the young guys and going out there just having fun. So.
Were there adjustments that Brandon Staley made that like you could point to have the success you guys did in the second half?
A little bit. There's always going to be something to adjust off of. But like I said, you make a call, you execute the call, and you fly to the ball. That's really all it is. And you can see that's all we were doing from the D-line, from linebackers, and the DBs. And that's how you get 5-0. You get 5 turnovers. That just sets you up for a big W at the end of the day. So.
Was it as simple as just getting used to what they were doing?
Yeah, a little bit. But, they can always switch it up. But, you always have that might, okay, like if you get in this, they might do this. So you always have to keep that in your head. Like, okay, just make sure you just actually just execute the call and just go out there and just fly around. Like, I don't know.
You just mentioned DeMario, but for him and Cam to also make plays
Yeah.
today and, you as the younger guys follow suit in that, how special is that?
Like you say, it always starts, especially like up front. The front seven is what drives us to go out there and just play fast. Because when they're dominating the O-line and they're getting sacks and strip sacks, them getting tackles and stuff, that hypes us up and that creates opportunities for the secondary to go out there and get picks and fumble recovery. So.
You mentioned flying around a couple of times. Do you feel more free to do that in Staley's scheme, or rather, does Staley's scheme open you up to be able to?
For sure. Your eyes is more on the quarterback and backfield, and you get to see more, and you get to play a little patient. So, like, you don't just got to, this is my man, and stuff like that. So, definitely gives you a leeway of, like, okay, I can break on the ball faster than the previous scheme. So, yeah.
Did you make a Kool-Aid getting 2 picks today? I picked number 1 and 2 in his career. So,
very proud of him. It's a big thing, to get your first INT, especially in the NFL, but then to get 2 in one game. Definitely, like I heard you guys talking about where is he going to put it. Definitely got to have a special place to put at least fit 2 of them or stack them or whatever. But like I said, just proud of him. He during the week he's always preparation. He's communicating. He's doing way better than he was last year. So big proud of him. So.
Did you keep your fumble recovery goal?
Oh, for sure. Oh, that's coming on with me. Yeah, I need that. Yeah.
You got a spot for it already?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you ever have a scoop and score?
No, or like you talking about like. No, didn't have one in college, but this would definitely be my first one since probably like high school. So that's definitely a big deal for me. So like I said, I'm just proud of myself to go out there and having the opportunity to go get it. So.
It's been 300 days since y'all have won. I mean, what's it feel like to finally in that
You try not to think about it like that. Like you have a new coach, new team, new atmosphere, new players. You always come in like just trying to get that nasty taste out your mouth. Like, oh, I'm just used to losing, none of that. So it's just like it's the next right step. It gives us confidence from coaching staff and also as players. So this is, like I said, it's the next right step, and let's just keep it going.
What was the post-game locker room like?
Oh, definitely. It's been a while since we had the fog and music playing and stuff like that. Almost forgot how that was. So to actually feel that and to actually seeing Kellen Moore, he's a humble guy. So you see him smiling and just getting with the guys. So that was pretty cool. For him to actually experience that, like we used to do in the past. So I appreciate you.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How's this feel right now, just in general? Like, is it a weight lifted a little bit?
You could say so. You could definitely say so. It feels good to come into the locker room, like Jay Howe just said, to music and, everybody smiling and dancing. That's what we, work hard for. So it all paid off this week.
How long do you give yourself the opportunity to enjoy this before it's like, all right, focus in on the next thing?
We got till tomorrow. We're going to break down the film tomorrow morning, and as soon as that ends, we're on to the next. We got to carry this over, this good energy and positive outlook from this past game and, keep it going.
The touchdown, it kind of looked like maybe you faked inside and went back out. Like, just walk us through what you saw there and get that covered.
Yeah, so my job was, just to get to the hash and, break towards the sideline. As soon as the ball was snapped, I saw that I had one-on-one with the safety, so I tried to sell that I was going across the field as much as possible. And once I saw his hips turn, then I broke towards the corner, and the rest was history. And Smith laid out a great ball. O-line did great, and that's how plays like that work.
Is there anyone that you think could flip their hips fast enough to get with you? Like, as soon as you catch them in that?
No, definitely not.
Was that play set up by, you guys ran so much like heavy last week, a lot under center,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was 13 personnel on that play.
Yes.
Was that set up by what y'all did last week?
Yeah, 100%. We noticed that, when we get in those 13 personnel, the safeties might not be, their eyes might not be as good. And, I was able to get up to the second level and, run my route, and it all worked out. It was an executed play.
When you catch that ball, are you 100% sure that no one's going to catch you?
I was kind of nervous at first because I turned around, and I saw he was kind of close. I thought he might trip me up, and I didn't want to lose my, none of respect in the locker room for my speed, you know what I mean? So.
So you're going in top speed on that play?
Yeah. Did anybody get the top speed? I want to know.
It's 21.72, which is the fastest.
I'll take it. I'm happy about
Well,
that.
the Next Gen Stats website said that. The TV said 22.72.
We'll go with that one. Let's go with TV. Yeah, TV. Yes, TV's right. Yeah. It felt good. I feel like we were waiting on a play like that to hit for the last few weeks. When the opportunity came, we executed, and that's always a great feeling. And I felt like it built momentum for the rest of the game for the offense.
It has been a long time for you since you caught a long touchdown like that. How is it just kind of a relief to get one out of the way this year after you had a long rehab, and I feel like
Right.
kind of brushed over that because you were there the first day camp, but that had to be a nice feeling.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. An even better feeling to get the win off of that. But yeah, no, I wouldn't feel like I was waiting for it. I knew the opportunity was going to come eventually. But like I said, once the time comes, I just had to be ready for it, and we all were, all 11 guys on the field.
Was that what you guys were sitting on, that even, from Wednesday or Thursday, that you knew that was going to work? You were just waiting for the, the time or the situation where it would?
Yeah, it's all about time and situation with plays like that. And it worked perfectly. It was called at a perfect time. I believe it was the first play of that drive. So it was a great call, and we worked it out.
What's the locker room's reaction to getting Spence a win after the 0-10 thing and come out and get his first win?
Right, it's amazing. I'm super proud of him. I'm super impressed by him. He's come in and he's handled everything like a pro, and he comes to work every day. So I'm definitely not surprised at all the good things that have been happening, and to get that win, and hopefully they gave him the football for that touchdown reception. It's got to be his longest. So I'm super proud of him.
You mentioned this offseason about your role kind of expanding in this new offense. Beyond the big 87-yard touchdown, you had that fourth fourth down conversion over the middle of the field, is that a part of what, that kind of expanded role looks like for you?
Yeah, 100%. Not just being a deep threat in this league. I've known for a while that I could run all the routes, and now this year I feel like I'm being able to, kind of put that on display a little bit. And an example was that fourth down, and that felt good. That kind of sealed it for the offense, and gave us some momentum going into next week. So feels good.
What worked on that play?
It was man. We knew they were going to run man, and I had an option route whether to break in or out. I saw off the ball that they blitzed, so I took the middle of the field, and Spencer put it on me, and I was able to convert.
If I remember, you had an ACL injury in college, right?
I did. Yep.
What do you make of Taysom and Foster having 3 practices before going out to play?
Yeah, no, they're insane for that. For them to be able to come back as fast as they did. Then not a lot of people can do that. So it shows how much heart and how much courage they have, and how much they love the game of football to be able to come back and have an impact on the team. First game back. So super proud of them. They worked hard throughout all the offseason. They haven't missed any days. So I'm super impressed.
They give the team a lift having them out there.
100%. Anytime you have some of your best players out there, including a guy like Taysom Hill, Foster, is a heartbeat of the team. So it's always good to have them back. Yeah, you could feel it as an offense. We've been waiting for a play like that, to spark, the rest of the guys, and just to be able to have that and get that out of the way. If it feels good, and I feel like we'll be able to build off of it.
A couple people have mentioned Kellen smiling after the game. It feels like he's always smiling.
Mhm.
Just can you talk a little bit about his optimism and kind of what that's meant to his locker room for the first month?
Yeah, no, he comes to work and he lets us know, exactly what he wants. He's not too high or too low at any point, and I feel like that's something that we like, but it's really good. Everything that he represents, everything that he's brought to this team, and we love how he coaches, and we definitely play for him each and every week.
When you see a defense do what they did and force 5 consecutive turnovers as an offense, what is the vibe like on the side?
Yeah, vibe's great. Anytime the defense can get turnovers, as many as they did today, they're going to put us in good position. They gave us good field position throughout the whole game, and so when we turn the ball, or when they turn the ball over 5 times, we have success.
What did you take from Taysom's speech before the game? Like he said, not to cheat it, and just what did you take from that overall message?
Yeah, when a guy like Taysom talks to you, you listen and you kind of lock into what he has to say, and I feel like that kind of got us fired up. It felt good to have him in the circle again, and moments like that, you see that he's back and he's ready to go and he's ready to fight for us. So
And that's normally DeMario's spot too. So what does it say about the level of respect that
Yeah.
guys have for Taysom to see that moment too?
Yeah, no, he has the same level of respect. He's a leader, he's a captain. He's played in this league for a long time, and he's made a lot of plays. So how could you not want a guy like that to lead your team? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's it.
Welcome back to the Saints post-game show. 26-14 win over the Giants. Head coach Kellen Moore just talking to the media after his first victory as the Saints head coach. It's, kind of crazy that it took a month and some change for it to happen, but it was good to finally get that done and over that hump, especially for quarterback Spencer Rattler, who dealt with the losses last season as well. Got to build some momentum after that, and it's got to feel good. You've probably been in locker rooms where wins have been hard to come by. What does a win change for this team?
It changes everything. I mean, I could just watching the guys run into the tunnel after the game, and it validates all the work. As a coach, new coaching staff, it validates the things we've been telling the players, like the things we're saying actually work. So I think, for me, I felt like this team turned the corner a little bit last week at Buffalo. A Buffalo team a lot of people have in the Super Bowl. A lot of people think are one of the best teams in the league. They went toe-to-toe with them, And I really felt good about coming into this game because of that. The confidence was there. I know they started the game off a little bit slow, but taking the football away, those are things that will win you games, not turning the football over. This team has done that besides, not turning the football over really good all year. Now you're seeing the running game come around, and if the defense can keep playing the way they did today and being opportunistic and taking the football away, this team will be hard to beat.
Okay, what was better, the 87-yard touchdown pass from Spencer Rattler to Rasheed Shaheed or the 86-yard return on the fumble recovery by Jordan Howden?
Both were impressive, but because I've been banging the table I have the need for Shaheed. I want to see these deep balls. That to me was the play of the day.
Yeah.
The dome got juiced. It was like old times, people standing up, and you could just feel the electric energy come. This dome wants to see those big plays. They're spoiled with offensive football in here. And so to open up the offense, go deep, I think the more you can do that with Rasheed, it energizes the entire team. You saw the rest of the game. After that point, I felt like it was a different team, energetic, with the energy level.
When you look at what they were able to do, 244 passing yards, 89 on the ground, they weren't getting a huge gain on in their run game each time they were carrying the ball, but it was consistent and it was able to allow them to open up some things.
Yeah, I think coming into this game, both teams kind of had the same game plan. Don't turn the football over, run the ball effectively, don't get behind. And Scadaboo's been one of the best running backs running the ball in between the tackles. So defensively, you were going to have that challenge. But I think for us, as well as Saints running the ball, you didn't want to get behind in terms of letting their defensive line tee off because they have one of the most talented defensive lines in the league. So it was ironic because coming in the game, I felt like both offensive staff sat in their meeting room and said, this is how we need to attack the game, and it was basically the same game plan for both sides. Run the football, don't get behind, don't let them just pass rush.
You mentioned the way this game started, and it did look like the Giants had momentum to begin the game, but then as things went on, the penalties kind of started to drop for the Saints. They started being more penalized in the Giants' favor. They allowed us to convert some first downs on some pass interference calls and whatnot. And then you go from allowing the Giants to score to completely holding them scoreless in the second half.
Yeah.
They only scored 14 in the first half and none in the second. So I think just you could see the progress that the team was making, the adjustments throughout.
Yeah. Well, since I'm in media, I can talk about the first drive and gifting them 7 points on a pass interference and a drop ball here in the corner. There were some suspect calls. But I'll digress from complaining about officiating because I don't want to talk about the roughing the passer at the end of the game. So I felt like the defense, once the takeaway started, I felt like it wasn't so much about the yardage they were giving up in the dink and dunk passing game. It was Jackson Dart's a rookie quarterback making his first start on the road in a hostile environment, and they played conservative, a lot of dink and dunk. And the Saints were saying, fine, we'll give you the underneath stuff. But we're going to be opportunistic, and we're going to make you pay if you try to get too aggressive. Once those takeaways started, and now the onus went back on the Giants to have to be more aggressive to try to catch back up in the game. That's where you had them right where you wanted them.
You got to give a shout out to a couple of young players on this team today. You had Quincy Riley, who steps in, gets his first start, rookie at cornerback because of the injury to Isaac Yadam. You have Jonas Sanker, who comes in again, has a huge game. He had a fumble recovery. Then you have Jordan Howden, who's forced into the game, playing heavy minutes after Justin Reed goes out. Howden comes up with that big touchdown after a fumble recovery there. Even can say Kool-Aid McKinstry because he's still young. He had 2 interceptions. I would even go offensively to the offensive line and Torricelli Simpkins because he comes in, starts at right guard for Cesar Ruiz, and he had 1 false start penalty, but other than that, the line had a really good day. So you look at the youth on this team and what they've been able to do, especially in this game, you have to feel good about the future.
Absolutely. It's very encouraging, and especially when it's your young guys, future guys who are going to be the cornerstones of your organization. I thought this was the best game the offensive line played all year. It was very in sync, couple of penalties, nothing too concerning, but in the run game they did a good job against a really good front. They pass blocked against, Brian Burns, Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, those guys are premier pass rushers. I thought the offensive line, this was their best game of the year. And then defensively, obviously, those 2 young safeties, Howden and Sanker. Sanker just keeps getting better every week. He's like this on a trajectory. And the more reps he's getting, he's seizing them. But if I had to give a game ball, it'd probably be Kool-Aid. Taking the football away, he is the guy that everybody's expecting to be kind of that next Lattimore type, all-pro, Pro Bowl type player. They drafted him high, and he just every single week you see him getting better. And now he's taking the football away, and that's an encouraging sign.
Yeah, 5 total takeaways by the Saints' defense. We got to talk about tight end Taysom Hill, or quarterback, whatever you want to call him, because he got back on the field along with Foster Moreau today, and it was great. Unexpected, I think. But head coach Kellen Moore said after the game that the way that he saw them in practice, he said, I'm going to let them go ahead and play because they're ready. And Hill was used sparingly. He had a really nice 19-yard pass to Juwan Johnson in the red zone, so that was great to see. How do you think we're going to see his usage increase here over the next game?
Well, there's no shortage of ways to use number 7. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of how do you want to use him. Do you want to use him in the tight end game and throw him the ball? Do you want to put him at quarterback, which I love seeing him at quarterback because now he can run it, he can throw it, and defenses have to sweat when they see 7 at quarterback. So a lot of different ways to use him. Just easing him back into it. It was a good job of getting him back into the flow after his injury they suffered last year. But now you have Foster, you have Taysom who can play some tight end. You put Juwan. You can get bigger bodies at tight end. You can run 13 personnel with 1 back and 3 tight ends. It gives Coach Moore a plethora of different personnel groupings he can use now. He can go fast at wide receivers, or he can bring in tight ends. So I like the matchup games that having all these tight ends back really helps.
Yeah, great to get a win here. Next game it is against the Patriots. They're 2-2 tonight. They do play the Buffalo Bills Sunday Night Football. So going to watch that one, see how they fare there, kind of scout what we're about to see this next week right back here in the Superdome. Scott, give me a breakdown real quick. What can we expect from the Patriots, or what do you want to see the Saints carry over?
You obviously want to see the same things they did well today, not turning football over and taking the football away. That will win you a lot of NFL games. Everything else you can figure out and clean up if you don't do those things, turning football over. But I think the Patriots coming in, it's a Mike Vrabel coach team. They're going to be physical. They're going to be tough in the line of scrimmage. They're going to play that old Patriot brand of football where they're going to wait for you to make a mistake. And they have a young up-and-coming quarterback. So it's going to be a really good game. It's going to be an exciting game. And we'll see what the Bills can do to the Patriots tonight.
Yeah. Well, for Scott Shanley, I'm Erin Summers. Thank you so much for joining us for this Saints win 26-14 over the Giants. Stay tuned to NewOrleansSaints.com all week as we start to break down this upcoming matchup against the Patriots, and see us right here back in the Dome, 12 o'clock next Sunday.